Hey everybody, welcome to another Valley Forged. Today we're talking keychains, one of the most important and most basic things you can learn to do on a laser. And almost everybody needs a keychain. And a lot of businesses need keychains. There's a lot you can do and learn from making keychains. Now, what are the materials you're likely to use? Well, leather, of course, acrylic, great, wood, great, but it depends on what kind of laser you have. If you've got a diode laser, leather and wood are probably going to be your main thing. A CO2 laser, all three of them work fantastic. But I really like the detail and how a diode laser cuts leather. I think it works very, very well for that. Why would what are the reasons? Say you have a business in leather or want to make a business. Why keychains? Why not cool art and different things like that? Well, yes, of course you should make all that cool art. But learning, first of all, and getting your settings and getting everything correct on a small item like a keychain will teach you so much. Secondly, not everybody can afford these really nice items that you want to make. So a lot of times they love what you're making, but they can't afford it. And they want to support you. So they come over and they buy a keychain or a coaster or something just to show you, hey, I love your stuff. And there's so many unique and interesting things you could do with keychains. Don't overlook them. I have sold thousands of keychains, and a lot of times it was just something that somebody wanted to pick up from me. Luggage tags are also pretty close to keychains, so it might not be a bad idea to kind of go in that direction as well. You can also sell them to businesses, car dealers and real estate and corporate gifts and all different sorts of things you could do with keychains. Even on a diode laser, you can make a lot of them in a reasonably short amount of time and for a low expense. And of course, like I said, for, if you're doing markets or farmers markets or local markets, any of that kind of stuff, you're gonna want to have these little items that people can pick up just to show their thanks to you. And you could also throw them in maybe with a larger purchase, maybe something with your logo on it. So now you've said, oh, okay, yeah, keychains, great idea. Wow, how do I do it? Well, there's a couple things. Each type of material you use is going to have some sort of different technique. And for your leather keychains, you can see on the left here, you can see over here with the Valley Forged, this is a leather keychain. Very easy to make. You can see you put the little holes there for your rivet, which is way easier than you think. Do not be afraid of rivets. In fact, I'll show you here at the end the things that I bought, and they seem to work really well. Very cheap, very easy to get going. So, of course, I do the engraving here first. I put a little line around the outside and just cut it out. And then you glue it together, which I will show you after we go outside. And that's not very difficult either. And you don't need to stitch these. If they're reasonably small and you use the Aqualim glue, which I'll show you at the end, they will stay together forever. This thing is not coming apart. Just got to make sure you get the edges. Now, as far as the wooden keychains, well, you say you want to do two-sided. I think they are way better two-sided than one-sided, my opinion. So all you got to do is make a duplicate and then mirror it. You see? So you will see when we go outside, I'm going to show you this technique. All you got to do on Lightburn is turn off the cutting layer on the second time that you do it, and it will just engrave the back side. Works perfectly. You can make 100 of these in a day, no problem, using this technique. You just copy both of them, stamp them next to each other as many times as will fit on your material. Just make sure you do some practice first, and you've got it dialed in, and that your bed is really cinched down to where nothing is going to move. You don't want, because you're going to be moving these from one side to the other, you do not want your material to move at all. So make sure you could tape it down with some painter's tape. You could use the magnets, whatever you got to do. Just make sure it doesn't move. That's really all you got to do. and make sure that your settings are correct. And, make sure that your bed is level. That should be number one when you get your laser anyways, so that, you don't, on one side of the material, you're not actually cutting at a different depth than you are at the beginning. But other than that, it's pretty darn simple, pretty cheap. As far as what kind of wood you should use and leather you should use, I would the 2 to 3 millimeter leather that you can get on anywhere really, but that you can get on Amazon. I think I paid $60 for 3 to 4 square feet of it, and it was a perfect amount to get started with and do a lot. I mean, think about it. You can make one wallet and pay for the whole thing. And as far as wood goes, the same thing. 3 millimeter wood is great for this, but make sure that it's a hardwood. I'll show you the keychain, one of the first ones I got, made with the corgi. The nose fell off. It's just a regular old plywood. I was just learning how to do it. But I put that thing on my keychain, and it survived for over 2 years, and only the nose fell off. So these are pretty damn good. You can do different colors of hardwoods, and it'll look great. Engravings, cuttings, whatever. Just practice, have fun, make your own thing. I did a bitmap here of of Boo, just for my partner, whatever. So let's go outside and let me show you what I did, and then we'll come inside and I'll show you how we finish them off. All right. Headed outside. Just wanted to show you guys some of the keychains that I made the past few days, really, most of them, just to show you how easy it is. And I wanted to first tell you about acrylic. See, I made this, and I made tons of these. This is actually a mirror one I was just doing for practice. But I made so much money on these things cut out of acrylic, a lot of them out of this kind of acrylic, which is glowy. But if you have a diode laser, chances are you can do it. I'm not saying you can't, but that is not what a diode laser is good for. Acrylic is just not its star. There are a lot of colors of acrylic it won't cut, like blue and white. Really, if you want to do acrylic, I just wouldn't suggest a diode. And there's so many other things that you can do. Leather works so nice. In fact, I just made these, as you could tell. You can do a one-sided keychain. You can. But I just don't think they look that great. And it's so easy just to do a two-sided. You do it just like this. In fact, I'm going to show you exactly how that's done. And I'll show you how to get double-sided. You see, these are double-sided. And you can kind of see it here, but I'll go over that. Designed and made today. It was just easy stuff. As I showed you before, I made the wallet. With the diode laser, you do really great engraves, so you can do custom work. Overall, it's just a really great thing to know how to do. And you can do luggage tags and whatnot. There's many, many different things. I'll go over all that on the computer. And then as far as buying, things that attach to the keychains, there are many different kinds. The black one is nice. The hearts are nice. And pretty much you can get away with just the basic thing. But easy stuff. Highly suggest that you learn how to do it well. Okay, so here's that leather I was talking about in the beginning, $60. And it's 4 to 6 square feet of vegetable tan leather, 2 to 3 ounce. I have bought a lot of leather since then, but I still have some of this because I do a lot of practicing with it. Here is the rivets. $10. You'll get all the rivets you need for a long time to practice and all the tools you need to put them in. It's not hard, and it's really pretty good. Here is the Renia Aqualim 315. I can't say enough about this glue. I'm so happy with it, and it is actually really, really good for leather, and it doesn't come apart. And of course, flat key rings. Here's some black ones that are nice on Amazon, and you get 200 silver ones for $10, which will last you a long time. And I got some heart-shaped ones that I like a lot. Those are fun for especially things like corgis and whatnot. Overall, the stuff's not terribly expensive, and it should last you for a while. And as I said, I think keychains are a staple of a laser business that everybody should know how to do. So And if you have them out, somebody may come along and say, hey, I need 100 of these or 100 of those or luggage tags or whatever. And you'll already know how to do it. You'll know how your machine works. And I think it can go a long way for you. So that's all I have for today. I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one.